Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey down-home country Red State Update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jockey's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And now, here they are, both of them.
Hey everybody, it's Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, it's Dunlap. Got a lot of news to talk about, even though we did an extra podcast last week. The news never stops.
We figure you might as well do these as much as you can before it's illegal, I guess.
Of course, it's Mother's Day today.
Yeah.
As we're recording this. By the time you're listening to this, Mother's Day will be over, and you will have already blown it.
Well, yeah, there's no point in telling people to call their mamas or anything because it's too late. If you do it, I think that's even more offensive if you don't do it and you do it the next day. Like, oh, I'm sorry. That's right, you were sorry. SOB is what you are. If you don't call them on Mother's Day, you might as well not call them at all.
Did you call your mama?
Huh?
Did you call your mother?
I can't call. I had to go over there. She can't hear on the phone. She'll think it's somebody else for the first 15, 20 minutes, and then by the end, if she thinks it's you, then she don't want to talk anymore for what it, because I've been on this phone for how long? No, she can't hardly hear. It ain't no business anybody calling her. But I went over there. She's, same old, same old.
How did you even get, last time you went over there, you couldn't get her to let you in?
Well, things cool down. Sometimes it depends on how you catch her, what kind of mood she's in, but she seemed to be all right. I guess she knew, well, she didn't know it was Mother's Day, but when I told her it was, I guess she felt obligated to at least, just go through the motions or whatever. Of course, that's what she's doing in general, just living these days, as far as I'm concerned.
Jackie's mama is real old. She's one of the oldest people in Murfreesboro.
She's the oldest person. She would have been on a jelly jar, but years ago, now she comes and goes. You get a few minutes with her, then sometimes she's gone. But years and years ago, she said, if you put my face on that jelly jar, I'll come and, so.
That was like when he first started it. That was a long time ago.
Long time ago. She's finally.
She's old.
Yeah,
she's one of the oldest people. She's, 120-something?
Not 20-something. She passed 100, yeah.
Remember there was a time when you thought she was the oldest woman living, and then you found out there was a few older
There's
than
a
her.
few older than her.
But remember them.
All around the world, yeah.
The Moldovan sisters, these triplets, they're like 116. Remember, they hired somebody to knock her off. Well, I mean, they didn't. Somebody took their money.
Somebody said they was going to, but somebody
and they called you up, remember? You thought it was you thought somebody doing Dracula.
Well, hell, I don't know what the hell.
I just I can't do that accent, but I just want to warn you, these old women are gunning for the title of oldest woman, and they give me some of their whatever Moldovan Social Security is to kill your mama.
Well,
and you were like, well, I appreciate you telling me.
Didn't make any sense to me. None of that turns out, yeah. Somebody, but you're up in that age, you ain't really got nothing else to look forward to.
Just killing other people?
No, I mean, that's all I had to do. You sit around, I might as well be the oldest. I ain't nothing else,
Well, joke's on them. They all died within the year.
Yep, they passed, which I had nothing to do with, neither did Mama. They just died of old age.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of them killed some of the other ones, because if they're willing to put a hit out on, I guess there's a list on a computer somewhere, oldest women, and Jackie's mama must be on there.
She's
somewhere.
on there. She probably in the middle, or maybe depending on how old people. She's 108 years old, I believe. Is 108 years old. I'm getting up in age myself.
I can't remember. That seems like we've said different numbers before,
yeah.
But I'm not 100% on that. She could be a little older than that.
She might be older than that.
She might be younger than that.
Once you get past 105, you might as well. I know it's supposed to be a big compliment.
Yeah, if you're 104, you can kiss my ass.
Well, I didn't. I'm just saying, does it matter what you
Fail.
You passed 100.
104.
Well,
who gives a shit?
We just had this conversation on one of these recent because they talked about the jelly jar. I remember that.
We were talking about the jelly jar. Your mama wasn't on it.
Well, she told me she warned me. She don't know if I ever.
Did we talk
turn
about
on.
your mama being on it?
She wasn't on it. Why would we have said anything
Who
about
were we
being
talking
on
about
it?
being on the jelly jar?
Just old people around.
Boy, listen, I tell you what, when you do a podcast every week, you cannot remember what you have talked about, which actually brings me to my sponsor, because I can't remember if we've talked about this on here before or not, but it's happening again.
Yeah.
Round one at Longhorn's Dancing Parlor of Mama Fights.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you will have missed today, so you can't, it's probably too late to get your mama down here, but they do it for all of May.
Oh, yeah.
Every Sunday brunch in May, bring your mama down. If you got a mean mama, a nasty mama that she like to bite and kick,
I know
will she
there's a lot
kick
of 'em out
another
there, yeah.
mama's ass?
Yeah.
Will she grab another mama by the hair and bang her head off a table?
You can get yourself some gift cards. You can get some T-shirts. You can get all sorts of prizes. If she's tough enough, you take her down to Longhorn's dance party. Yeah.
Now, some mamas are the type of mama that you take them out somewhere and there's a piano there and there's a man playing the piano. Who's that man that used to play the piano that you used to like? Remember that sponsor?
Years and years ago. Yes. Wasn't that years?
He
wasn't
played
that long ago.
the piano. He was real good. You really liked
Piano
him.
boy, yeah.
Yeah, the piano. Anyway, not him, but say you take your mama out to a piano place where there's and she likes to sing, and you can kind of talk her into like what, and the piano man's like, oh, does anybody would like to sing a song today for Mother's Day? And some people say, oh, let me stand up and I'll sing Wind Beneath My Wings or whatever. And you can talk your mama into it. Well, if you got a mama who don't sing, but she kick asses,
This where you want to take her.
you want to take her down there, and you take her, maybe you spring it on her, is what I'm saying. That's the point of this. You take her down to the brunch, you give her a couple of mimosas, and then the man comes around and says, okay, well, it's mama fights time.
Yeah.
Now, who here's got a mama willing to kick another mama's ass?
Yeah.
And you say, hey, mama, why don't you stand up and kick another mama's ass? She say, oh, no, I don't. I shouldn't. And then maybe he'll find another mama. And I'll be, the mama, look at that skinny. You can kick her ass real easy. She'll be like, no, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Then maybe the prize money goes up from like $50 to $75. And she starts thinking, well, you know, if I had $75.
They give him gift cards out, too. All sorts of different, like, you know, for not Sears, but something like
Bass
that.
Pro Shop.
Yeah, Bass Pro Shop, gift card, all sorts of gift cards. And of
I
course,
think they do Sears, actually.
do they do Sears still?
Yeah, that like one, they go find, it's the gift card, it's kind of a scavenger hunt, too. If you can find a Sears.
That's, yeah. Good luck using this. Yeah, they'll take anything. Whatever you got, get in there and get it quick.
It's like $75, Sears gift card. You know what? I'm going to take her down.
Yep.
And your mama, she's like, hold my peach jacket. That's Mama Fights. That's happening at Longhorn's Dancing Parlor. Now that we're here in Jockey's basement.
It's the other way. You hear the sirens
They
go
go
by.
the other way.
They're probably, now, you may not hear as many sirens now because they, you know, they're supposed to fight today. They're supposed to fight, but sometimes these fights bleed over. And, you know, ain't no pun intended by saying that. They're going to be, but, you know, they just, the
Well, you
audience
can't
get into
stop
it.
that. It ain't so much that they ain't supposed to fight, but, you know, somebody's got to stop these fights.
Yeah, eventually, if someone don't get whooped or licked, yeah, then, but you got two mean mamas, that'll go on for a while.
So it's about stopping it. If you hear sirens, it's about stopping it.
Yeah, somebody
There's
says,
age brackets. There's different age brackets. There's 80 and above.
yeah,
There's 70 to 80. And then there's 20 to 70.
yeah. That's a big gap right
Well,
there.
they said, okay, we're going to have 3 age brackets, and then they started at the top, and they didn't think it through. They said, well, could we just add age brackets? They said, I said, you know it's the new manager down there.
I've seen, now, I didn't necessarily see it because I don't, you know, go there all the time. Years ago, I'd go, that's the one time, if you're going to go Longhorn dancing parlor, asked her one time to go. His mama fights. But I've seen a 50-year-old woman lick a 25-year-old woman all over that place.
Yes,
so the
sometimes
age
you
think,
want to see mixed age mama fighting. Sometimes that's the draw.
You don't know, yeah, but you think that's why that's not fair. Oh, fair, yeah. You see,
20 to 70. But then they're at 70, and people, that's kind of a draw itself. Like, let's watch two 70-year-olds beat the shit out of each other.
I don't see it like that. Yeah.
And then 80 and above is, well, used to they didn't have that many. 80 and above was usually like they just give the corsage. Oh, a winner gets a corsage.
Well, yeah.
They just give the corsage to whoever showed up. Like, you know, when you go to church and they give a corsage to the oldest mama, they do the same thing at mama fights. They give a corsage to the oldest mama willing to stand up and fight. But lately, I don't know if it's longevity or, you know, God forbid it's Obamacare, but whatever was happening,
Yeah.
it's causing people to live longer. And they have been, for the last, I don't know, 5 years, 80-year-old mama fights.
Yeah. And people go back.
People nowadays, you go, how old's that woman? 60? Like old people look younger.
Some of them do, yeah.
And young people, I guess the older I get, because now I'm in my late 20s, and people just seem, I'm not so good at telling ages anymore.
You older than I can't tell ages anymore when young people dress like little old men. From behind, they all look like little old men to me.
Yeah. I've said that before.
Yeah.
So that's mama fights. Y'all won't get down here. And they do it on Father's Day, too. Not they do mama's fights on Father's Day.
Not the daddy's fight. They don't fight.
No, but they like to watch mama's fight.
Yeah. So yeah.
Why, like, who was it? Wintel Cluxel?
Yeah.
When was that? Last year, the year before? His wife won. His mama won.
He had a family.
And his grandma won 80 and above.
Man, if I was him, I'd be scared 24/7.
Shit, he is.
Yeah, I would be too. Any one of them.
Because then they got to train. And once you win, they train. And then the next year they lost. All of them lost. That's when he was really scared.
Well, yeah.
And
take it out on him, yeah.
Can you imagine? You can't even call your mama. Well, Lisa just beat the shit out of me. Well, come over here so I can beat the shit out of you, too.
If you think that's a whooping, you ain't seen nothing yet. Lisa can't barely put a mark on you. I'm going to leave. You're going to be able to look in the mirror and see what's left. There'll be marks all over you. They all mean, yeah.
Who was that? Wintel Cluxel.
Wintel, yeah.
Cluxels would be a good name for a chicken restaurant.
Cluxels?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because, that's what, yeah.
Like, if I had the money, I'd buy Zaxby's. We should have, that name has nothing to do with chicken.
It doesn't, but I mean, I know what it is now, so I wouldn't
Is that even
change
a real name, or did they just make something up?
Hell, I don't know. They
Like,
got
well, we need
chicken
a-
strip pretty good. I like chicken fingers. That's, it's pretty good.
Zaxby's ain't got nothing to do with chicken, but now I guess it means chicken if you go to Zaxby's all the time.
That's what it means to me.
Zaxby's. It means chicken
Yeah.
if you come here all the time. So that's Mama's Fight going down to Longhorn's Dancing Parlor. If you know, and you don't have, some people don't get along with their mamas. Some people, mamas have passed on.
Yeah.
Some people never knew their mamas.
No, yeah, that's true.
You don't have to have gone out and bought a fucking Carlton card and a goddamn ice cream cake
Your mouth.
and took it over to your mama and said, let's go to church or whatever people do. You can just go to Longhorns and watch mamas fuck other mamas up.
Watch your mouth. It's a fight. Kick each other rear ends and say it like that. Don't say it. Now, there'll be some good fights. And like I said, I'm too old to go. Years ago, I used to, you at least stick your head in the door, see some of it.
Yeah, you can. Sometimes they have it out in the parking lot, and people
you could
they have it up on the screen. One year they had it at the drive-in movie theater. You could just drive by. You could go over the hillside.
You pay $2 to pull in there and look at, because sometimes on Mama's Fight, there ain't no even standing room only in there.
They got to find bigger venues.
Yeah, it depends on what, if you have a 3-4 time champion mama going back, again, people gets more interest that way. So, yeah.
I dated one of the ring girls.
Yeah.
I mean, dated.
Wow.
I don't know if that's the word for it. But she said she used to pick up the teeth.
Yeah.
The false teeth and the real teeth that got knocked out.
Both of them laying around.
She said there was so many teeth. Half her job when they hired her said, you're going to wear a bikini. You're going to hold up the sign that says round number, whatever it is. And then you're going to sweep or hose out all the teeth.
All the teeth, yeah.
That's it. Half. Because you can't even, because some of the mamas like to fight barefoot if they're into barefoot kicking.
Yeah,
What do you call that kind of fighting?
Karate stuff. What is it called?
And they get in the ring and they say, well, I done cut my fucking foot up.
What? Don't
on
say
all
it that
these
way.
teeth. So they got to get the ring girl, sweep out the teeth. One year they had it in a bounce house and the teeth punctured the bounce. That was fun. What bounce fighting.
I remember
Mama
hearing
bounce
that.
fighting.
I didn't go to that one to see it, but I've heard about it. Yeah, they didn't
Well,
do it
what
again.
happened was that was old management, and they were like, well, people are tired of mama fights. We need a gimmick. And what happened was what people wanted was to get back to basics with good old-fashioned mama fights.
I don't. If something ain't broke, I don't see why you got to make them bounce. They don't jump up and down. That don't make sense to me.
If something broke, I don't see why you got to make them. If it ain't broke, don't make them bounce.
Don't make them bounce.
So that's Mama's Fight, Longhorns Dancing Parlor. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. I hope if your mama got in a fight, she won.
Well, happy Mother's Day. If you got your mama, want to take her to something, if she's tough, take her down to Mama's Fight. But if you just want to take her out something to eat, I want you to take them. Bring her on down here. Well, not today. It'll be over with by the time you hear this, but you should take your mama out all the time. Don't matter whether it's...
What are you wearing?
What do you mean, what am I wearing?
Why'd you put on that kerchief and cowboy hat?
Well, that's part of it. That's what I'm going to tell you here now. Listen, come on down to Panky Piglets. Let's do a little self-promotion here for Panky at the moment. Now, if Panky give me $25, it don't matter whether I work here or not. I'll do a sponsor.
But did he give you that money, or did he make you pay for it yourself? Like he's taking your store?
Because I do the parking stuff, he don't know the first thing about it. He said, well, you go ahead and pay for it. We'll put that in the paper. He's a lawyer, Panky. If you don't know, it's a long story. But
I'd
anyway,
like to hear this story.
Well, it's just, all that matters is he's a lawyer. He knows what he's doing. So
he was trying to help Jackie, and it sounds like he's screwing Jackie.
No.
Jackie was left jockey. Jackie had a store a long time ago, I guess now, and he lost that store due to a convoluted story. And now
I got into politics, got into different sort of business, is what it was.
He got a new store left to him by Jockey, his enemy, who had a change of heart and said, I'm going to leave Jackie Broads this store because he tested Jackie.
Punishment's what it is. Tested somebody like that. Anyway, he's an awful, horrible man, eat up with cancer. I think, the worse you are, probably the more eat up you get with that. I'm guessing. I don't know. Not everybody.
You think cancer is just God punishing people?
Well, not everybody. No, I know some good people that die from it too, but him, yes. That was God. That's how God tested him. And he couldn't take it, and so I was going to put it on somebody else. Hell, I'd take a little bit of cancer over owning this store.
You would take cancer over having a store give to you free.
I don't want this store. Never wanted it. No, I'll take a little. I don't necessarily want to die from it, but
So you have a store, and you managed to let someone take it away from you.
This is not taking it away. It's a transitional thing is what it is. This is legal stuff because I signed certain stuff. You can't open a store after you close an old store. There's a lot of stuff to this. And old Panky, he's going to take care of it. He's a lawyer. Not a Nashville lawyer, but he's still a pretty good lawyer, and we're working through this. And
but he's got his name on the store
now. Technically, it's his store now. But good reading as far as I'm concerned. But we're going to change the name. This is a lot's going to change around here. That's all you need to worry about. But a lot of the changes for good, and that's what I'm talking about here right now. So come on down to Panky Piglets, and I tell you what, used to be a deli over in here, and I didn't like it. It ain't racist. I just didn't like a deli. That's all. I didn't like the food that was in it. Ain't got nothing to do with who makes it or who eats it or anything. I don't like it. Well, turns out old Panky didn't care for it either. And we changed the name of that, too. It's no longer Jockey's Deli. To come on down here to Panky Piglet, to Panky Piglets, the Wobbly Wagon Trailside Campfire, well, and deli. Well, that's the legal reasons you have to keep.
It's still a deli?
Well, part of it, a little bit part of it, but now it just ain't Jockey's Deli.
Wait, what's it called again?
Panky Piglets, the Wobbly Wagon Trailside Campfire and Deli. Now, there's the deli food. We got to get rid of it before you can just make it completely. But so it's got a little.
It's not like you could get a pastrami sandwich. It was more like a bistro. But they called it a deli.
Whatever it was, I didn't like it. Whatever kind of food it was. But now there's a lot of good food in there that I like a lot, and I like serving it. I like wearing my cowboy hat. I like wearing my kerchief. Because this is old.
You look like somebody who would go to City Slickers but would get turned away because they was too dumb.
What?
City Slickers. Billy Crystal.
City Slickers.
When they go to that cowboy camp.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. I like that one. What about it, though? What happened?
You look worse than it.
Oh, hell. No, this is just what you wear when you work.
So he's making you wear this the whole time now?
Well, it's just like if you work at McDonald's, you got to dress like a clown. It's like,
That's not what
Wendy's,
happens.
you put on the dress.
I don't think that happens either.
You have to. Long John Silver wore pirate hats. I know that.
That might be true. I can't remember.
This is in this.
When's the last time you was in the Long John Silver's? I hit the drive-through up every once in a while.
I don't drive-through.
Sometimes I just go to get tartar sauce.
I don't like to go inside because there's too much smell. You know? It's good to eat and it smells good in the car, but when there's so much of it, I don't like it.
That's true. We used to go, like, Granny would take me there, like, after church sometimes. It used to be a big after-church thing.
Well, yeah.
But you do smell like fish and grease for the rest of the week. I mean, you can't wash that out.
You can wash it off your face at least, but, yeah, it gets in you, it comes out you the other ways. Yeah. That smell goes with you. But when you're inside.
What if you worked at Long John Silver's? How would you even?
Lord. I wouldn't work there, no.
It'd be like a damn whorehouse fell in a deep fryer.
What?
Can you imagine coming home? Well, like if I come home like one day from working at Long John Silver's, there wouldn't be enough Glade in the damn world to cover up the scent of working at Long John Silver's. I ain't saying
you get used to it.
It ain't a good, honest way to make a living.
Well, of course it is. I'm glad they're working there.
I would just probably
like
blow my brains out if that was all that was left to me.
That's pitiful. Why would you say something like that? No, the smell in there is too much. It smells good. I'm not saying it smells bad. It's just you know.
You want to catch a whiff, like go through the drive-through, just little
go through the drive-through, little comes out the drive-through window. You smell, that's fine. Get the fish in your car. That smells good on the way home. But
you need the windows down.
Well, yeah, you leave the windows down.
You ain't gonna leave the windows up with some Long John Silver in your car.
No, that hot fish, all that. No. You want a little air to that.
I've driven home. This is a true story. I drove home. I went to Long John Silver's. I was a little drunk, so I probably ordered a bunch. And It was cold. It was winter, so I didn't roll my windows down. I left them up. I went inside, and then later that night after I passed out, I ate all my fish and passed out. Like a double passed out because I passed out because I was drunk, and then I passed out because my body couldn't handle all the Long John Silver's I just put in it, and sometimes it has to shut down. So I was double passed out, and then I woke up. I heard like some clinking and some clanking and some scratching, and there was I don't know how many, 5, 6 cats and 12 raccoons trying to break into my car.
Well, yeah.
And the raccoons were using tools.
Well, they got hands. They got little hands.
Yeah, so that was they had like a hammer and a chisel, like they were trying to carve something into some stone tablets. Like they don't know. They know enough to use tools, but they don't know which ones to.
Which ones for which job? Yeah,
Right.
that sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah, if the good Lord gives you hands, you better use them. That's, they're doing what they're supposed
That's
to.
the raccoon motto.
Yeah. But you ought not be passed out that drunk and leave all that fish in there and go bad anyway. That's a waste of food. So, if I had all them animals, I'd roll the window down and throw it outside to them.
Now, you love animals.
Well, yeah, I do. I always have.
I love eating more than animals. If I had to choose one, I'd pick eating over animals.
Now, you eat animals. That's,
That's true, too.
Yeah. Panky Piglets, a wobbly wagon, trailside campfire deli. I'll be back there behind the counter. Just call me partner.
Now, is he making call you partner?
Partner.
Hey, partner. So if I go up to the cash register, I go, hey, partner, can you get me some food?
Yeah.
Is he still making you ride that little horse stick?
Well, not every time. I usually do it for the youngins, that entertain them. Every now and then time Panky want me to do, he said, do it for so-and-so.
Is he making you do the clopping noise?
It's not every time, no, but I'll do it every so often. Yeah, just, it's entertaining.
For kids or when he tells you to?
When somebody who hadn't seen it yet, somebody don't want to watch it over and over again. Panky likes to see it.
Well, it's on YouTube, so people can watch it over and over now.
If that's what they want to do, so be it. Let them do it. But if you come on down here, you will see it for live. I'll do it once. I ain't going to do it all day.
Well, if
Getting up there in
Panky
age, you
Piglet
can't do
tells
it.
you to, you will.
Well, I will when he ain't going to tell me to do it every time. That's the thing, he know better than that. He ain't going to have nobody run the damn restaurant. But Panky Piglets, wobbly wagon, trailside campfire deli. Now, get on down here. Yes, there's a little bit of deli food left. You can have that if you want it, but I wouldn't come here for that. Go to a regular deli, get that. If you come here, let me tell you what you're going to get. You want to get some Cousie's Cowboy beans, some Belly Cheaters biscuit pie. That's good. Belly Cheaters biscuit pie is delicious. Get you some grub worms corn fritters, pot rustlers chuck wagon stew, and everybody's favorite dough punchers Indian breakfast. That's get here early enough. That's everybody's favorite.
I don't think you can call it Indian.
That's the name of it on the little.
Well, I think you should be more. Look.
What is it? There's corn in it.
Why don't you call it Native American? Maybe even that sounds weird.
Cowboys never did.
Why don't we just leave them out of it?
Cowboy, now, say what you want, and I know what's right. Should it be on sports team, all that stuff, that's up for debate, I understand. Now, I understand that things change, and that's how it's be, and maybe it should be that way. But Cowboy never used the term Native American, not once. In a cowboy movie, you're going to find a cowboy saying that. He said Indian. That's what they said back then.
They also didn't run a deli.
Well, that's just a little part of this. Everything else they would have eat. But come on down here.
Can I still get my soy rizo and kale and black bean salad from the deli?
If there's any of that left, you can have all of it, because I don't want that in there.
It's good. The
It
soy
ain't good to
rizo's
me.
better than the chorizo.
What is it?
The soy rizo's better than the chorizo.
Well, I don't like either one of them. I don't care for it. I'll have me some Cousie's Cowboy beans, some Belly Cheaters biscuit pie, some grub worms, corn fritters, pot rustlers, chuck wagon stew, and dough punchers. That's back in the day Indian breakfast.
Tell me what's in that Indian breakfast.
Well, it's corn, like I said. Maize, it's rolled up.
Corn and maize.
It's the same thing from Native American's point of view back in Indian. You got a little of that on the side. You get a little sausage in there mixed into it. And you get the little napkin comes out, napkin's folded just so it looks like a little teepee comes over it.
It's corn and sausage? It's Indian breakfast?
Well, some toast
and
with
a
it.
napkin? Oh, and toast, okay.
It's toast, yeah.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it is good.
Well, is it corn and a sausage patty? Or a
No,
sausage
it's
link?
just
or
mixed up all together. It's
It
just
doesn't sound bad. On toast, or is toast just on the side?
if you want it, I'll put it on the
So
toast.
a corn and sausage sandwich.
Yeah. If you want it on the bread or want it on the side, it's however you want it.
All right, I'm in.
It's good. Dough Punch's Indian breakfast, that and along with everything else is delicious down here. That's only served in the mornings. It's only served from 6 a.m.
You need to rethink that.
to 10.
McDonald's does breakfast all day.
Well, maybe we will. I'll talk to Panky about it. But for now, if you want Dough Punch's Indian breakfast, you got to be there.
What if a Native American gentleman or woman or gentlewoman came into the store and they were looking at the sign? Would you make them order a goddamn...
I ain't gonna make anybody do anything.
Would you make them say
somebody?
Indian breakfast?
If they can point at it, I'd be happy to serve it. They don't have to say it if they don't want to.
Mm.
It's good no matter what nationality you are. You're going to enjoy it. I'll say that much. So if they want it, they're welcome to it, and you don't have to say it. Like I said, just point at the, there's a picture and a name.
What is the picture of?
It's of the food. What do you think it's of?
Oh, of the whole plate. I thought, for some reason, when you said picture, I was imagining they had to take one ingredient and make a picture of it. But you're right. It'd be the whole plate.
It's what it looks like.
The whole shebang.
It looks a little spruced up, but it's the same thing. It lets you know what you're getting. So, Panky Piglets, a wobbly wagon, trailside campfire in Dallas. Come on down here. A lot of changes down here at Panky Piglets.
Now, if we make our finger into a gun and go pew, pew, you still have to fall down, act like you killed in a gunfight?
I was happy to do that as much as I could, and I know Panky enjoyed it, and I know the youngins enjoyed it, and a few other people. But my hip, I can't do it no more. So if he tells you to, we made an agreement. He said he promised me he wouldn't do that unless he get some matches or something like that in here. If he does that, we'll discuss. But I don't know how you're gonna have room for that with everything else back in the kitchen. I don't know how that's gonna work. It ain't, it's room for making food and serving. I don't know if you got time to do a whole Wild West show in here. But I like a Wild West show. It's just I'm not able to do a good one. I'm up in age. Jackie Bros are still on here. Got some more podcasting to do and a lot in the news.
I want to take a second, Jackie, if I may. I want to thank a couple people who have sent me a certain news article. Local news, I guess you'd call this, from Sterling Chandler and Toby Leonard. Got a couple notes about this. Let me just read the headline here. Undercover agents find registered Nashville church to be sex club. First of all, how do you get that job?
Why?
I guess I should have gone into law enforcement. Undercover inspectors have determined that a building registered as a church was being operated as a sex club.
What?
WTVF reports that the city of Nashville has filed a complaint against the owners for maintaining a public nuisance by permitting acts of lewd conduct and violating a state law banning sex clubs from operating within 1,000 feet of a school. I have a pretty open attitude towards sexuality.
All right, I don't want to
hear about sex things, sex smells.
Attitude about sex.
I'm going to say that may not be a bad law. 1,000 feet isn't even that far, really. The longtime downtown swingers club underwent a conversion in 2015. I got to get to Nashville more often. When it relocated to a rundown office park in the community of Madison, calling itself a church because the new location is near the back of the private Good Pasture Christian School. 2 code inspectors paid $40 to enter the facility in March and filed affidavits detailing sex acts.
Ow.
So just codes? There's a lot more to this story. Now that I'm reading this article, the city is seeking to close the club. First of all, you have a rundown office park. They just said that. What else are you going to put in there?
I don't know.
If not a sex club. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong about... First of all, do you want a rundown office park 1,000 feet from a school? That sounds like asking for trouble.
Somebody may be messed up. You know, there's what's the Kinkses. There are Kinkses in there wanting to be that close to it. They like it or something. That's wrong. Well, that sounds crazy to me.
Oh, here's a picture of the rundown office park. It does look like a rundown office park. So here's who I want to talk to. We don't do enough interviews on this show. I'd like to talk to the codes inspectors. I'd like to talk to the people running this sex club that made it a church.
I don't want to talk to them.
I would like to get to the bottom of this story. And then also our longtime friend of RSU, Mike Reed, sent us another story about a church. It's called Church of, I didn't watch this video, but Adonatology, strictly for curvy women.
Wait, only what?
And you can twerk praise. There's a twerk praise dance.
Why?
I'm just assuming this is all 100% real and above board. I think twerking is something we didn't do enough at my church, Mount Naked and High Church.
That's not a church, and it don't sound like either one of these other things. A church is either.
I was running a great church where people were naked, and I'm going to be honest, I miss praising the Lord this week. And I missed being naked. And I missed seeing other naked people. And I missed being high with a bunch of naked people. And I missed getting closer to Jesus. And doing all them things at the same time.
No.
So right now, our mayor, Ghost Hurtbird, took over the church. And now it's a pretty big, with his church of holiness.
Birds, yeah.
Bird church.
Yeah.
And so I lost my church.
Well,
church. But what I'm thinking is it was getting too commercial anyway.
Birds is better than that business, whatever it was. I don't always necessarily get along or agree with this particular mayor. He didn't hear me say that.
Well, he did.
But either way, I'll take that's one case where I back fully support our Mayor Ghostbird in that, closing that down, because that's just the same as Nashville. Be lucky you got a Mayor Ghostbird do that shit. The codes come back, because they'd have shut you down too.
I guess these codes inspectors is the new damn untouchables.
Drugs is illegal too, still.
Yeah, Jeff Sessions.
Oh, hell.
Under Jeff Sessions' watch, drugs. Let me tell you, I guess he's like the harshest penalty for drug offenders. And it's got a lot of Republicans and Democrats on the same side, like dang old Rand Paul, who is high as hell all the time.
Well, yeah.
He's like, listen, we need to treat this as a health thing. As a health thing. That's probably what he said. This is a health thing. It ain't a law thing. That may be what he said. He said, here's where I thought we were in this country. I thought we were getting past racism.
No.
Sure, white guy, sure. Easy for me to fool myself into believing that. I thought we were past sexual hang-ups.
Wow.
And our mayor, Ghost Hurtbird, proved me wrong there. And I thought that we were past drug hang-ups.
Nope.
Now that I think about it, I can see how we're not past race. I can see how that would be like the first one to go. Like, you know what? America's still pretty racist. I'm like, yeah, you know, I can see that. I can see that happening.
Well, yeah.
But the drugs, I think he's going to have a fight on his hands.
Well, for somebody need to explain to him right now, because we know what Sessions got a history of, not good things. Let's put it that way.
He needs a lot of excuses to put black people in jail.
Well, somebody needs to tell him right now worst drug everything is this, what's it, Oxycontin, this coke, what do you call it? It's taking over everything. Everybody's taking it. Opioids. And that's the white people. That's mostly the white people, I think, is on the opioids. And somebody, he may have to rethink what he's trying to do.
Maybe he doesn't care how many white people he puts in jail to get through to putting black people in jail.
What?
Like if he casts a wide net and scoops up a bunch of white people, he doesn't care as long as he gets those black people in the middle. Like if the net scoops up, here's what I'm trying to say. If he has to arrest a bunch of white people to also arrest a few black people, like it's not like he's trying to keep white people from getting arrested. Like he needs to put people in jails so that people who own the jails make money.
Well, yeah, that's the main thing.
And he needs to arrest black people. So if this law helps him do both of them things, plus when you put judges in, you can get judges that let white people go and put the black people in jail.
Well, yeah, after you arrest,
you can make laws at local levels.
Well, that's the way it's been for years and years, right there. What you just said. That's most of,
If I were white people, I wouldn't be worried. Under Jeff Sessions.
Well, plus if you own opioids, you ain't gonna be worried about much anyway. So.
Blake.
Blake, yeah.
Donald Trump.
Hell.
Give a speech at Liberty University. This is a time of year when people give speeches to graduating people.
Does he give speech? I guess he does occasionally. Will give a speech, like he will actually read something written down.
This one, I think he read this one.
Okay. So if it ain't him doing that, then it's not. Don't call it a speech. It's just him rambling.
What is Liberty University? It's church school.
It's church school, yeah. Well,
Falwell,
right? That's old Jerry Falwell used to have it, and now the boys got it, I think.
And they love Trump there.
Well, yeah, I mean
more than.
Isn't that where it went? He went down there and they all laughing at him when they said Corinthians 2, when he acted like he's trying to talk like it.
Wasn't there even students?
Know what the Bible was.
Even at Liberty University. Liberty University. Wasn't there kids there that were even like, hey, you know what? This is bullshit.
Well, yeah, they all. There's a lot of Christians out there, and who they're Christians. They say they are, and they do not like him. They don't like Trump. But between him and I guess, well, hell, I don't know now. But supposedly they're going to have less abortions, and is that it? I don't know what else. What else does he do for Christians besides that? I don't know.
White Christians, he puts black people in jail.
Well, that's Jeff Sessions, yes. But that if you Christian, you don't
Under
like
the
anybody
Trump
goes to jail.
Umbrella.
But yes, that's it, right? What else has he done to appeal to anybody that goes to a church-going, decent human being that ain't necessarily racist?
He makes Democrats furious.
Well, yeah, he does that. He makes everybody furious. So I'm tired of that. And all he does is making liberals' heads explode and all that. I'm a Republican, been all my life. He bothering me too. So he ain't just bothering Democrats. You got to stop and remember that. Ever so often.
I'm thinking though, that was a really big part. I don't know if that part of the election has gotten enough play. Like, just people were so partisan. Just the fact that this guy exists and he's a terrible president, terrible person, looks awful, hard to look at, hard to stomach looking at him. But he makes Democrats so mad, even if he doesn't do anything else you agree with, you're going to vote for him.
Yeah.
I think that may be what happened.
That's
people
what
just wanted to see Democrats mad.
Yes, people enjoy it. I know a lot of people, personally, I know, and I tell them, you say, you wrong. They say, I say, he going to ruin the whole country. I don't care as long as their head's blowing up on the way down. I know people that hated Obama so much, that hated the way the world was changing or whatever, and I ain't no fan of Obama myself. They say, I'd rather, if Russians run this country, as long as they keep people out of the bathrooms with my children, as long as the abortion stops, and so be it. Hand me the sickle. I'll put the flag. You know, there's a lot of people that just don't like the way the world was working, of this country, anyways.
I think there's people who don't even care about who'll do it for no reason, like abortion or bathrooms.
Oh, yeah.
They don't even need that.
No.
They just need the part where Democrats get mad.
Yep.
I think we're that partisan now. I mean,
well,
why?
They're watching him destroy the country, everything that office stood for, you know, all of that. Like, I don't care. Let it all burn up. I don't care. I'm going to watch the liberals' heads explode as everything else does.
Like we're
makes
watching.
it worth it.
Like the Comey thing, he fires the guy. He said, yeah, the investigation. I was thinking about the investigation when I fired him. Then the investigation. Yeah, I don't think the investigation's that big of a deal. And Democrats furious about it.
Yep.
The other side, Democrats are like, why won't anybody stand up to this? He just said it. Because they like watching you get mad.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what else he does. It doesn't matter.
Well,
Russia,
he says something
none of
different from day to day. None of it matters. He ain't going to keep none of his promises. Nobody cares about that as long as he keeps all the liberals riled up. Now, I like a mad liberal, don't get me wrong. But I can't enjoy this because he's making me mad. You just said Ron Paul's mad. Rand Paul, they both are mad all the time about something.
Is
but,
Ron Paul okay? Is he still?
I ain't seen him in a while. I just, who knows? But old Rand Paul, now he's what you call it. He ain't a true Republican. He libertarian and all that. And he don't like. You can tell he don't like Trump.
But he ain't saying that much. He'll stand up every once in a while.
Well, none of them say it much because they don't know what the hell to do, and they're all a bunch of spineless SOBs. They don't give a darn. Every now and then, Lindsey Graham will say something. Every now and then, McCain will.
Every week they'll say something.
Well, they say one thing a week, and Trump does about 20 things. So I guess we should be happy they're saying one thing.
But they don't really do anything.
There ain't nobody gonna do nothing. Now, we come on here, what was it, earlier this week to talk about him firing Comey and all that, and how crazy as hell that is, and here we are with it the weekend. I ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't nobody gonna do a damn thing about it. There'll be tapes coming out of him talking to the Russians. He was in the Oval Office laughing and yucking it up and shaking the hands, and nobody, it's funny. As long as it makes the liberals mad, and Republicans ain't going to do nothing about it. Now, we know for a fact, let's just say everybody admit this, because everybody has said it. Don't know whether it worked or not or whatever. I'd say it probably did. But everybody knows for a fact, all the intelligence agencies, everybody, they interfered with the election. Right there, that's enough. Whether they did it for you or not, that's reason enough probably not to talk to them, or have them in there joking and kidding, or doing a personal favor to Putin and letting the news people come in there and set up. They could have been putting anything in there and keeping American press out. I get it, he don't like American press because they call him out on half of the dumb, ignorant shit he does. I'll say it. But somebody's got to. Even Fox, there's plenty of people on Fox that don't like old Wallace. He don't know what the hell's going on. I like old Wallace. He's good on that. He give it to either way.
Is saying it's hysteria.
Some of them are, yeah, some of them ain't.
But Chris Wallace, he likes to play. He's the Lindsey Graham of Fox News. He gets to make Fox News, him and Shepard Smith, they get to act like, oh, well, Fox News isn't all just the propaganda arm of the Trump presidency. Look, Here's Chris Wallace saying this, and people say, well, yeah, I guess Fox isn't that bad. Are they doing more harm than good?
Hell, I don't know. Well, there's rumors he's going to hire them to do the press secretary job or whatever.
Yeah, he can't. First they get mad for saying Sean Spicer's going to get fired, and then all the rumors are again that Sean Spicer's going to get fired. Who's gonna what? He threatens to cancel the press. He threatens to cancel the press briefings because they can't get their stories
because he don't tell them. It ain't their fault. Hell, they didn't know what the hell's going on.
And he's like, well, if you expect us to say the truth every time, maybe I'll just cancel them.
I'll take that back. It is their fault because half of Spicer and Huckabee, they both know that they're covering for a lie. They both know it. Now, they ain't the first press secretaries to ever do that. That's for damn sure. But they're literally doing it every day, all the time. And they can't, I don't know why anybody enjoy doing that.
Nikki Haley calls Trump, this is on Mediaite, Trump America's CEO. He can hire and fire whoever he wants.
Well, that's what he's famous for. Yeah, that's what he did.
But if somebody was CEO of a company and they were like doing like crimes, and the employee was like, "You're doing crimes," and the CEO was like, "You're fired," is that illegal? I don't know.
Illegal
Probably
is illegal.
not. Who knows? Nothing. It's all. Who cares?
If your boss talked, let's put it this way: if you worked for him and he talked to you that way, didn't fire you, you'd quit. You'd quit in a week. You wouldn't work for somebody crazy as hell. If that was your child and you was in a department store and he talked that way, you'd backhand him, or this nowadays give him what is, sit him down, time out, whatever the hell it is if you don't hit him. You wouldn't take any of it from anybody. You wouldn't take this from anybody.
If Trump was your kid's teacher and he was talking nonsense like this, you'd be like, I could get him out of this class.
Quicker than hell, yeah.
Nothing he says makes any sense, but I guess it's okay that we leave the country with him. If Trump was your boss at the damn plant and you went in and he was like, you know, I need your loyalty. If he lied and told you mixed up stories, everything was different every time you talked to him. If he was like, yeah, that guy was investigating me for stealing money out of the till and I fired him, you'd be like, well, fuck, this guy's a fucking crook.
Watch your mouth. If you was working for him, you'd quit. If he was your child, they'd get punished. If he was your parent and old, you put him in a home for talking the way he does. But he president, so
if he was your parent and he was doing this, and if he was like your daddy, and you'd be like, Daddy can't, nothing he says makes any sense anymore.
Yep.
He can't live. We got to get somebody in there to help. I guess he's got to come live with me or something. Like, you wouldn't let him, like, keep it the house. Like, I guess that house is getting too much for Daddy.
He'd leave a burner on, catch a slave on fire, something like that. Hell no. You'd get him. You'd either get some home health nurse or you'd put him in a home.
If your kid was talking like Trump, you'd be, he's on drugs.
Yep.
Or he's a fucking dumbass.
Hey, watch your mouth. You don't have to say it that way.
Like, I was saving for college, but I'm going to try to get him on at Walmart or something. But Walmart wouldn't hire him.
Hell no. If you went in to get a job at Walmart and said, talk like he did, they'd get the hell, somebody get this man out of the office.
If he was a homeless person who come up to you begging for money, you'd say, dang, these homeless people getting worse and worse all the time. He can't even ask me for a fucking dollar.
Hey.
And have it make sense. He lied 3 times, demonstrably, for no reason. For no reason. He's asking me for $1.
But he can be president. He can run the country. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's no place in your life. I'm just going to talk to people who voted for Trump right now. There's no place in your life where you would let someone act like Trump, except as the guy who's running your fucking country.
Hey, don't talk to
you
him
wouldn't
like that.
let your wife. Nobody. You would cut them out of your life. Cold turkey.
You'd try to get them help or that, one, punishment.
You'd say, this is not going to work. If they were a co-worker, you'd go to HR.
Yep.
If they were a pet, abandoned at the side of the road, drive them out in the country.
That ain't fair to any pet to say animals don't lie just repeatedly for no reason. It's one good thing about pets.
President Dog would be better than President
Well,
Trump.
hell yeah. Where do I sign up for that?
Any dog. Just about any dog.
Well,
maybe not one of them that's like really been through it.
Well, I don't like them little yappy things either. I don't want to hear that. Golden Retriever make a fine president compared to what we got.
100 times better.
Absolutely.
100 times better.
Absolutely.
Loyal. Smart.
All the countries want to sit down and meet the president. China would go back. He'd like, the good president. Not saying what he said. Lord knows what he said when he went back, telling his buddies what he just dealt with. dog wouldn't lie about having tapes or have tapes or something. That's another thing, everybody comparing to Watergate and all this stuff. We talked about this last one. Nixon smart, Trump stupid and crazy. Smart crazy, dumb crazy. And Trump dumb crazy. Now, and this happened in between now and then. He got on the Twitter's, what is it? He got on there and said, told Comey he got tape or threatened him more or less. Said he had tapes or something like that. I said, dumb it, what? And now guess what? The Democrats want a subpoena, won't get the tapes, and you either do that or they're gonna try to get him. They said he needs to either we're gonna subpoena if there are tapes, you have to hand them over, or you got to apologize to the American people and tell them you were lying. Guess what? One of those is he's gonna do. Neither damn one, and nobody's gonna do a damn thing about it.
It was funny to us when he was trolling Jeb Bush.
Well, that was funny.
I thought it would stop being funny. It stopped being funny when he was getting close to winning. And that was like shit. It's still a little funny, but that continued past the primaries, and it's still going on today. It wasn't that funny. It was a little funny that somebody was being mean to Jeb Bush. It ain't been funny in over a year.
No. I ain't laughed once,
No, it wasn't that good even then. If I could go back in time and not laugh and sit there with a sour look on my face, say, you know what, this is scary, not funny. I wish I could do it. I wish I could go back in time and judge myself for laughing, because this ain't worth it.
No.
Right, listen. You hear that siren?
Yeah. Getting that spilling over. That's your mama's fight spilling right over. Out in the streets.
Shit, we better go get on down to Longhorn's dancing parlor.
We drive by, I ain't gonna go in there.
You ain't gonna go in there?
I'm too old. I don't want to get hit, somebody hit me by mistake and get something thrown at me. It depends if it's bare knuckles or what. They have different rankings of different styles of fighting they do. And some of them, they'll throw a chair or something like that, a silverware plate, something. I don't want to get hit.
I mean, that's a chance you take every time you go to Longhorn.
Well, yeah, that's true. But, now, fighting's encouraged.
Well, it's a special day. It's Mother's Day.
Hey, each your own. I have a good time. Yeah, I ain't saying you shouldn't.
It's going to go on through the rest of the month. That's Longhorn's Dancing Parlor. Oh, was that it?
Mama fight.
Mama
we did
fight,
that. You did that earlier. We'll do it again. I don't care.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Can you imagine? Lord knows you give Obama down the road on here for years and years, Jackie, but can you imagine if Obama had done half of the things Trump did just this week?
Now, he did a lot of stuff I didn't care for, but I guarantee you, had he done any of those things, Republicans they'd be storming the doors by now. They'd be going, somebody'd be going in to get him.
What do they get out of this? What do they...
I don't know about that, because I still have Republican ideals and whatnot, and I think there's a lot of policies I think we need to run this country the way it should be, but all of that's out the window as far as I can tell now. I don't know how any of them, all you see them when they're at home, they're at a town hall meeting. They used to be screamed at for health care, which is still getting that, and now they're getting screamed at because of Trump. I don't see the end game here. I don't see what you get out of this. Are they just going to sit tight till 2018 and all of them lose the damn elections? Usually politics is something smart maneuver going on. I remember people used to say Trump, oh, he's smart, he's doing this, he's a master of manipulating. He's just stupid. He lucked out 2 or 3 times and everything. Well, I guess he lucks out with everything because no one's going to hold him accountable for nothing. But, yeah, I don't see how this helps. First off, it don't help a country. It makes a country look awful. Makes it laughing stock of the world. Other leaders can do whatever they want, and they're going to. Because it's going to come, and something's going to happen. We live in an age that's awful. There's going to be a terrorist attack. It's going to be a natural disaster. Something terrible is going to happen, and we're going to have this. That can't get on a computer without getting in trouble, let alone something actually happening.
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky so far that all we've had to focus on is the messes he makes himself.
Because every bit of this is unavoidable. If they scaled it back, I'd go so far to say if they could somehow, which they can't do, because if they could have done it, they would have done it a long time ago, but they can't. But if you could scale him back about 40%, 45%, they'd be passing legislation left and right, doing whatever the hell they wanted to, and getting on with stuff. But nope, they can't do nothing because of him. So I don't see what the end game is. Well, let's keep him in there till we get all this done. Well, guess what? You ain't going to get nothing done as long as we're talking about him lying about something there wasn't no reason to lie about. So, yeah, somebody tell me, Paul Ryan's an idiot, too. So, Mitch McConnell's, I think he's smart, but he's just mean-spirited these days. I think he's one of those guys that I'm going to kick Elizabeth Warren out, which, it's pretty funny. It is. Shut the hell up. Get out. But, he enjoys making everybody mad like he said a lot of Republicans does. I think he's one of them. And I don't know why people think Paul Ryan, at one time, Republicans said, well, he's a smart one. He's a future of the party. He's a smart one. Now, no, he ain't.
I don't know. We'll see. If they if they've hitched, if Trump goes down, which, look around, he might not. But if he goes down, how hitched to Trump are all these people? At this point, Ryan, McConnell, they all seem to be.
That's the reason they got to protect him, because if he does go down, guess what? They already in bed with him. It's like Trump and the Russians. It's the same thing. I can't back out of this now. I made a deal with them a long time ago. Me and my buddies, we can't get out of this. If I get out of this, they're going to show my PP tape to everybody or whatever else is that got on him, or money's getting out or something like that. It's the same thing with Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan. Trump ain't got PP tapes of them or nothing, but they've already they've hitched that wagon up. You can't unhitch it now. And if this don't do it, firing Comey, FBI, all that investigation, if this don't do it, I ain't gonna guess nothing's gonna do it. Because how many times have people said that he needs to be impeached in these first 100-something days? It's something new every damn week. We're just gonna do this for 4 years? I guess so. There'll be a lot of Republicans out there laughing all the way through it, enjoying every minute of it. Something to me just says he's going to have another one of them, which, granted, everything he does is temporary. Whatever mistake he has, it lasts for a week or two, and then it's over, and then he somehow manages to get out of whatever it is. He don't somehow manage. Nobody do nothing to him. Nobody holds him accountable. That's how he gets away with it. And then he'll step right back into it. He can't help it. But he's going to make a soldier's family mad, or there's going to be a national disaster, or there's going to be something terrible, and I hate to say that, but it's just the world we live in. And he's going to somehow manage to offend everybody except for those people who are laughing their heads off about all of it.
Well, North Korea right now says U.S. mainland within strike range of this new missile they tested.
Well, wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know if they're laughing or not.
Now's the time that we both have to go. Our podcast come out really great, we know. Our time is at an end, so until we meet again, we'll just have to say goodbye, friend. Saying bye-bye weighs us down. But our bags are packed and we have to leave town. A postcard to you we will send if a stamp to us you'll lend. So we can write and say goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
I think we're supposed to, I don't know. That was dark. It was a dark ending.
What?
I don't even know if it made.
That ain't our fault. That's Korea. I didn't
No,
do
but we're
that.
supposed to be making jokes and stuff, but help make it more palatable.
Yeah,
Palatable?
I don't know.
What
I
if it is
guess
palatable?
Korea's supposed to shoot off nukes and we're supposed to make jokes. That's how the world's supposed to work. Sometimes I don't know who's supposed to do what anymore.